Surf's up, guys. I never made a diamond guarantee, and I'm actually recording this video for the second time because I was so close through some of these predictions for Stage 2 between one team or the other that I decided I might as well just use the entire simulator. I only got 4 picks for Stage 1. I think things that hurt me the most were the fact that I put Bet Boom in the 3-0 and didn't put Bait. I don't know if I really would have ever been convinced that Bait was going to be 3-0. I know that they're a really good Tier 2 team, and I knew that, but I just really didn't see them just going so flawlessly.
Hey guys, the sponsor of this video is Skin Club, the case opening website. They've been getting extremely involved with the esports space lately, sponsoring teams like Vitality, the Mongols, Saw. They recently sponsored the HLTV Awards, which they were kind enough to fly me out to. So if you like my content on here or on my Twitch, check out their community portal on their website to consume more esports related and focused content by people like myself, Kerrigan, and James Banks. There are deeper dive articles, tier lists from people like myself, and articles about pro skin loadouts. I also publish some of my content monthly over there, so be sure to give them a look.
I also am extremely disappointed in Wildcard. I think that's kind of the biggest thing for me here. I thought they were good to get through this, okay? Like, it really stings when if either Wildcard or FlyQuest, which were both 2-0 teams, made it through. If either one made it through, I would have been fine on this one. Beyond that, if you didn't see what I put on Twitter or what I put on the Twitter or YouTube community, you would have seen that I took NRG out. I put Chinggis in. Didn't really affect this actually at all. NRG almost actually made it, which was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, really disappointed mostly in Wildcard and also complexity. Like I thought the rifle core here was a little bit stronger than what they showed even with Junior in, but turns out they really do need Halzer. Now, on to Stage 2. This is what I had from the get-go, but I'm going to simulate all the results because I think it's actually necessary. So I'm going to go through the entire simulator here and try to pick the winner of every match and just see what happens, okay? Because seeding really matters in this stuff because it's very weird, for example, in Stage 1 when the final game is actually Tyloo FlyQuest, which is 2 teams I want, as opposed to, like, I mean, I probably would have still picked Wildcard if I knew they were against Legacy, but then to see something like Linvision Energy, it's almost like what kind of seeding got them to that kind of point, okay? So let's move through this. Falcons versus Bait, I'll take Falcons. FaZe versus Heroic, this could be a huge upset, but I'll... And you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I think Heroic's already on a roll. I think that they're feeling it right now. 3D Max versus Bet Boom. This could be either way, but I'm actually going to take Bet Boom because I think they're more experienced, and for a team like 3D Max that is so strat heavy, the type of teams that usually eat up 3D Max are the teams that understand, yes, you're running a set-piece strategy. We have experienced enough players with Axile, with Boomich, even Zorte and Siren to an extent that they can just be like, okay, we know what strat you're running. They have shorthand comms to say what kind of strat it is, and then they just counter it on the fly. Now, VP versus OG. This one's pretty 50-50 for me. I'll actually lean OG just because they're running with a little bit of momentum from the previous stage. But the problem is that every time I think I should count out VP, they end up winning. So I'm going to keep VP. Pain versus Nemiga, I'll go with Nemiga. I like Pain. I wanted to put them through here. I think that maybe in a couple months' time, they're going to be a top 8 team of the stage. But I haven't seen anything yet with DGT that is supposed to actually give me any confidence here. Furia, Linvision, I'll take Furia given what they did at Astana, even though Dallas was a bit shakier. And Linvision, I kind of like them. I don't want to... we'll see if I have to actually put them down as at the bottom of this. MIBR Legacy. This one's tough. It's kind of a 50-50 to me also. I'm going to lightly lean MIBR. They made it to the playoffs of Astana. They were able to beat some of the teams that are even at this stage of the tournament, so I'll take them. M80 Tyloo. I just haven't been impressed by anything M80's done so far this season, so I'll take Tyloo actually there. Now, Falcons Tyloo. Easy Falcons. VP Nemiga. This is a tough one. I'm not really sure where I want to go with it. I think Nemiga and VP is kind of weird because there should be familiarity. They're both from the Eastern European region. I think they both even have actually Kazakhstani oppers. But I'm going to go with VP just because they kind of have the big bro advantage here. Fury Bet Boom. I'll take Bet Boom. MIBR versus Heroic. I'm definitely taking Heroic there. FaZe Legacy, definitely taking FaZe. 3D Max Linvision. Pretty 50-50 for me. I'll lean 3D Max just barely. Pain OG definitely would take OG, and M80 bait easily bait. So now moving on to the 2-0s. We've got Falcons versus BetBoom. That's an easy Falcons. VP versus Heroic. I'll take Heroic, actually. Kind of surprised at how confident I am in them over a VP team. But yeah, I think Heroic is definitely on the rise, even if they are a little bit shaky, which obviously means VP is just going to ruin my whole bracket by just going 3-0, huh? Now, FaZe versus Tai Lu. Yeah, I'll be taking FaZe in that one. 3D Max versus Namiga. This is kind of a weird one. This is pretty 50-50 for me. I think 3D Max is actually the better overall team. And Namiga, just, they don't have that pedigree. They don't have that experience to say, like, here's the strat that's against us right now. This is how we counter it. Fury OG, I think we're going to continue to see the European dominance, and OG will take that. And MIBR bait, I'll take bait there. Pain Legacy, okay. All right, now this is going to start solving my 0-3s. Pain Legacy, BO3. I think Pain's got the higher player quality for sure. Right. But there's a little bit of a grudge match in this one where Lux versus his old IGL and Big Zera. That's a big storyline for that. But in terms of what I've seen from them through the season, pretty similar, honestly. Like, Pain has just been kind of weak for the last couple events. I just don't really know if they just haven't proved. They really just haven't proven enough to me. So for context here, guys, so they got DGT 3 events ago, and in the 3 events that he's been on the team for, one of which he didn't really play at all. So at Melbourne, they came in practically dead last. They were in dead last place with him, but they also were using demo, so that was actually before they ended up even playing with him. And then they played the Blast Rivals, where they came in dead last, and they lost a wild card. Okay, and we just saw wild card do pretty badly, and that was with, I'm pretty sure that was with their 5. So they actually did play with their 5 there. And then at Astana, we saw Pain once again, and Pain came in second to dead last place. The only teams that did worse than them were actually Gamer Legion and M80. So the teams that Pain beat there were just HOTU. They lost 0-2 to Astralis, 0-2 to Audic, and 0-2 to MIBR. And I think that Pain had to play with their coach for the first 2 days of the event. So actually, they actually won a game with their coach, and then they lost the first one. But they actually lost to Audic with DGT on the roster, and they lost to MIBR 0-2-0-2. So I'm not really giving them much of a pass here. This is so 50-50. I think the odds would probably say Pain is the favorite, and I'm kind of thinking that I think they're gonna put it together. I think they want to put something together by then. But man, like, I think just playing the first stage out and having a couple wins under your belt would probably help Legacy a little bit more here. And I think they're gonna play with really, really ridiculous confidence. Also, I don't really think there's any significant reason. Like, I think Davideus is better than Demao. Do I actually? Lately, Davideus has been worse. Okay, let's just kind of go down the list here. Lux versus Big Zera is pretty 50-50 for me today. Davideus versus Demao. I might even do Slight Edge Demao. NQZ versus Sadzin. NQZ for the season's been better, but he kind of fell off recently. The form of Pain has just been bad. Really, just truly speaking here. I'll take Legacy. You know what? I'll take Legacy. And M80 versus Linvision. Oh, this one's really tough. I won't lie. This one's really tough. I think both these teams have been very bad recently. But I'll take... Oh, man. It's either turn my back on another North American team by putting them 0-3, or turn my back on Call Me Sue, who is North American. If people don't know, Call Me Sue from Linvision actually kind of grew up in LA. I mean, he went to school. He went to, like, high school and college in America. I'll talk more about him later, probably on my stream or something like that. But yeah, he actually has and he played on Wildcard for a while. He kind of has actually a weirdly long history with North American Counter-Strike and living in NA. But man, I just don't know. I feel like Linvision's actually clicking harder. Okay, man, I put Pain and M80 at 0-3. Man, that's a little bit surprising for me. I think M80 just has to be there though, guys. The other thing, so now simulating through these other matches, VP versus Bait, I'll take Bait. BetBoom versus OG. Close game. I'll take BetBoom though, just barely. FaZe versus 3D, definitely taking FaZe. And then MIBR Lin Vision, I'll take MIBR. Furia Legacy, I'll take Furia. Tyloo Namiga, I'll take Namiga. And then in the 2-2 matchups here, we got VP Furia. I know that Furia just did better recently, but something about VP, again, it's like the moment you stop believing in them is when they actually kind of pull off something that upsets you. And then 3D Max OG, yeah, I'll take 3D Max. MIBR Namiga, really, really close. I will lean... I'll lean Namiga. I'll lean Namiga just slightly here, okay? So this is what I've got. Falcons and Heroic in the 3-0. Bet, Boom, Phase, Bait, VP, 3D Max, Namiga in the 3-2. And 0-3 is Pain and M80. All right, let's lock that in, okay? Let me make sure I get that right. So here we go. So we're going to put Heroic up here. We're going to put Phase down there. Bait, VP, Bet, Boom, Namiga. And I didn't have OG. I actually ended up with 3D Max. I put 3D Max there instead of OG. I still have enough faith in them. And then in the eliminated column, I have, or 0-3, I have M80 and Pain. Wow. Man, my faith in both of those teams has really dropped off tremendously. Yeah, guys. That's just me simulating the bracket, and I just haven't seen enough from M80 and Pain lately. I think their actual form is just so poor. It's really frustrating because I like those teams a lot. I like M80 and Pain. If this was like a what teams do I like make it through, I would say I want Falcons, FaZe, 3D Max, Pain, M80, MIBR, Bait, Heroic, Bet Boom. I think those are the teams I kind of like the most. I think I probably listed 9 right there. I'd probably take out, what, MIBR or something like that. Those are the teams I like the most. So I don't even get to include a few of the teams that I actually like. I mean, 2 of them are in the 0-3 column. So, yeah, guys, I mean, this is me picking more with, like, recency bias and form, recent form. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. There are my pick'ems. I feel like I need to actually, like, really lock in to make sure I at least get gold, because if I go home with no... Man, if I go home with silver, I don't even know what to do, man. I can't work another major and just get a silver on the desk, okay? So yeah, guys, I'm taking this pretty seriously. I'm trying to use all of the recent data and stuff like that. It got me shook. It's got me shook, okay? Okay, that first stage got me shook. All right. Thank you guys so much. As always, Big Toxic is a choice.